Have you ever heard mysterious sounds or seen ghostly appearance? What if I told you these could be technically not ghosts? My name is Treon, and I will be your host. In our first video, we talked about the importance of categorizing different entities. Today, we'll take the first step towards understanding the differences and developing a common language. One of the most commonly perceived spiritual phenomena is the so-called echo effect. Despite its name, it doesn't necessarily relate to sound, although phenomena consisting solely of sounds are usually classified in this category. Echo phenomena could be divided into different groups, but since there would be a significant overlap between them, we'll focus on the main type of phenomenon and its characteristic subtype. A common feature of these phenomena is that they arise from some tragic event, which is true for most ghostly phenomena. But why is that? To understand spiritual entities, except for inhuman versions, we must be aware that our existence is about more than what most of us can see with the naked eye. The limits of our bodies are not only physical, and some of the unseen parts bear the imprint of the physical body. Think of the case when someone has a limb amputated, yet they still feel it at times. This is not only due to neurological or physical reasons. Our bodies have an imprint on another plane of existence, and what we lose from it in the physical realm remains or disappears much more slowly on the other plane. The first type of ghostly phenomena, the echo. Most ghostly apparitions have a tragic event behind them, although not always, because like everything around us, and ourselves included, we are made of energy, and every emotion, doubt, when broken down to the basics, it's just energy. A sudden, violent or painful event releases a tremendous amount of energy within us. And if you think about it, this often affects our physical body as well as our non-physical parts even more. When such events occur, there is usually a greater likelihood of ghostly phenomena occurring than in other cases. Of course, this does not mean that less tragic circumstances cannot result in such events. The echo is actually just an imprint. It's like a trace, a sign, or a stamp that was left behind after a previous event. The reasons for its formation can be different, and it's hard to predict in advance why a certain type of echo will develop at a particular time and in a particular way. The echo is almost always location-specific. This follows from the fact that it's just an imprint. It's the remains of events that happened in a certain place or happened there regularly, and this imprint is the echo. This can be continuous whispers or other sounds, such as the noise of footsteps in a place where there is no identifiable source or explanation for it, from the sounds of a battle to any other type of noise. And EVP, electric voice phenomena, mostly catch these instead of real ghosts. But that's for another video. The echo phenomenon is easiest to recognize when it appears psychically or depending on circumstances. For example, it can only be perceived during every full moon, or once a year, or once every 10 years, standing in a certain place or coming from a certain direction, holding certain objects in our hands, or wearing certain colors. It's unpredictable how some echoes can be experienced, but those that have a regularity or necessary circumstances that we recognize can be shown to others, and their experiences can be reproduced. A rarer subtype of echo we call a memory image. Essentially, it's just a variation of echo phenomenon. In this case, we typically see shapes that can be completely silent or maybe associated with sounds. Because of this, memory images are also location-specific. They can be stationary figures, even perfectly defined, or can move within a given area, after which they typically disappear. They can perhaps best be likened to holographic projections seen in sci-fi films. Every echo phenomenon exists only within its own territory and has no will. They are like a playback recording. Whatever we are talking about, images or sounds, you cannot communicate with them, and in some respects it's not worth trying. Remember, the reaction you get is not intended for us, but is simply part of the playback. You may address a figure, it may eventually stop, or perhaps even turn around and look back, but if it's an echo, the event happened that way regardless. You have probably seen videos where drivers were able to record a ghostly figure. Strangely enough, these sightings are always specific to a particular section of the road, and not all drivers can perceive them. The most typical scene is when a woman is seen running next to a truck, even going under the vehicle, but no one is found there. It is suspiciously similar to a memory image. Perhaps it's the same size or type of truck that hit the woman in the original incident, and at that moment the echo phenomenon became visible and replayed itself. Echoes can be either single person or group phenomena. The good news is that echoes cannot cause harm unless it happens to pass in front of a driver on a dark road. The bad news is that although it can appear repeatedly for quite some time due to the triggering cause and many other factors, most of these phenomena tend to weaken and eventually disappear over time as the wind wears away the terrain. The echo weakens until it eventually fades from the physical space. It is worth researching available videos on the internet because these are usually the easiest way to find those that seem authentic, because different people upload the same phenomenon at different times. Have you ever encountered an echo phenomenon? Share your experience in the comments. Thank you for joining us. This is a great opportunity to subscribe to the channel and not to miss out on our new videos. Click the bell button, write comments. Feel free to ask questions. If you liked it, share the video elsewhere. Don't forget, take care of yourself and keep your eyes open.